The 800 is a new Chinese film from director Guan Hu. It tells the story of the Battle of Shanghai, part of the Second Sino-Japanese War that took place from 1937 to 1945. It's a high-budget film that reportedly cost about $80 million in US dollars, and you can definitely tell given the sweeping battles and massive amount of extras. The scenes of combat are very well done and do an excellent job of showing the chaos and terror of battle. The cinematography is a big part of this, as while there aren't exactly super long 1917 style takes, they are long enough to clearly see what is going on. There are great looking, sweeping shots of the city, sometimes full of neon, and there aren't any quick cuts. The 800 has lots of camera movement, but it's usually smooth and fluid as opposed to jerky and shaky like in so many war films. Overall, it's a very good looking film, and it was the first Chinese feature to be shot completely with IMAX cameras. However, while the 800 delivers in terms of spectacle, it's pretty lacking when it comes to character development. The story of the battle was interesting, but I just couldn't connect with any of the characters. Despite being quite long at almost 2.5 hours, none of the characters in the large cast are that fleshed out. The acting is all perfectly fine, but no one particularly stood out to me in the cast. The length in general is a bit of an issue, as I think some tightening couldn't have hurt. The 800 is slightly cheesy at times and does suffer from some war movie cliches, but these aren't huge problems. It's also a pretty serious film, as you might expect, with barely any moments of humor. It's pretty violent and occasionally brutal, like when you see prisoners of war get executed. Guan Hu's film is certainly nationalistic, as you'd expect from a Chinese historical movie, but I don't think it went overboard with it. The visual effects are quite good, and I never noticed anything looking off. Similarly, the production design was very convincing. Overall, I give the 800 a 7.5 out of 10. It has an 86% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It's also currently the second highest grossing film of all of 2020, with almost $400 million worldwide. Although obviously with COVID going on, being that high up on the list isn't that impressive. That's all for this review. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe.